What's going on, guys? John Elder here from Codemy.com, and in this video, we're going to create our individual blog pages for our app with Flask and Python. All right, guys, like I said, in this video, we're going to create the individual blog pages for our app. But before we get started, if you like this video and want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Codemy.com, where I have dozens of courses with hundreds of videos that teach you to code. Use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off membership to all my courses, videos, and books. One-time fee just $49, which is insanely cheap. Okay, in the last video, we created our blog post page that lists all the blog posts. In this video, I want to create this little function where we can click on any individual blog post and see the whole post itself. And right now we don't have a whole lot in our blog post, just a couple of little, just like one little line. But eventually you can imagine there'd be entire pages of blog posts, text, you write a big 2-page blog or something. It'd be more than just one thing. You want to be able to click on it and read that entire blog post. And that's what we're going to do in this video. So we can also go back to the blog post page. So let's head over to our code. I'm using the Sublime Text Editor and the Git Bash terminal as always. And as always, you can find a link to the code in the pinned comment section below, as well as a link to the Flask Friday playlist with all the other Flask videos. So check that out if you haven't so far. All right, so we've got our code here. Let's go into our hello.py file. It's our main file that we have everything. And let's see, in the last video, I think we added this add post page, or a couple of videos ago. Above this, let's just create another route. So let's go at app.route. And we want this to point to, posts / and then we're going to use these brackets, and we want to pass int ID. So every one of our blog posts has an ID number. So we're going to use that ID number to reference each specific blog post. So we can pass that into the URL by passing these brackets, and we're passing an integer because it's a number, 1, 8, 27, whatever. And we just pass that ID. So, okay, there's our route. So let's define this function. So I'm going to call this post, and we want to pass in that ID, which is going to be this, right? So we called, let's see, if we come down here. Yeah, so we called the posts page posts, plural, right? This posts. We just want one post, so I'm going to call this post, right? So whatever. Okay. Here, we want to create a variable called post, and we want to pass in a query that looks up the specific blog post with this ID. So we can do that. Let's go posts.query. We queried here as well, same deal. But now we want to go .get _or _404. And I think we've done this before, possibly. But what this does is it tries to find the thing, it gets it, or if it doesn't exist, it passes a 404 that says, hey, not found or whatever. And what do we want to pass in here? We want to pass in the ID, which is this ID, which becomes this ID, which then we can pass in this. And this is just the ID of the blog post itself, right? So, okay, that's all we have to do there. Now we just need to return a file. So let's return render _template. And we want to render a file called post.html that we haven't created yet. And we want to pass in that post variable. So post equals post. Okay, so now we need this post.html file. So let's come up here to our templates and right click and create a new file. And let's go file, save as, and we want to save this as post.html. And we already have a, posts plural. So I'm going to copy this whole thing, bring it over here and just paste it in. Now, this is going to return one post. When we did our posts plural page, remember we had this for loop. No, not that for loop. This for loop that looped through all the responses and one at a time put each blog post on that page. You could see when we come back over here, 1, 2. If there was more, it would be 3, 4, 5. It's looping through and putting each one on the page. Well, we don't have to do that this time because this is just returning one blog post. So let's come up here and let's just get rid of that for loop. And we need to get rid of the end for. And all of this can stay the same. We still want the post title, post author. We want this shadow thing, all that good stuff. So, okay, we're good to go there. Let's go ahead and save that. Now we need to come over to our post.html file. This is the page that lists all of the blog posts. That's this page right here. And actually, let me refresh this. Come over here to our C Flasker directory, make sure your virtual environment's turned on. Now let's run this server. I want to reload this. So, okay, this is our actual page here. We need a link or something in here that we can click on to go to the blog post, right? Now we can make the title clickable, or we could put a little button underneath. I'm going to put a button underneath. We could do either one. Maybe we'll do both. I don't know. It'll get crazy. So we do that by going to our posts.html. This is the plural posts, not post, right? So plural posts.html, and then just come down here to wherever we want to do this, and maybe like right here after the content, we could put maybe another line break, and let's put a link, a_href equals, and let's say view post, right? And inside of here, we need a URL underscore for tag, right? And where do we want this to point? We want it to point to post, which is this, right? And we also need to pass in an ID. The ID is going to be our post.id. And remember, everything we're getting from the database is post.something, post.title, post.author, post.date posted. We can get its ID by calling post.id. And the ID is generated automatically. This is the primary key of each post, right? So, okay, that should do that. Let's go ahead and save this and just see if that worked. Hit reload, and boom, we've got this view post thing here. We can click on it. It goes to my first blog post. We click on it. This one goes to the second one. So, okay, we're good to go. Now, this looks a little wonky. Maybe we want to put a button here instead. So we can come back over here, and I'm just going to add another line break here. And inside of our link here, we could just add a class. So I'm going to give this a class of btn-outline-secondary. And that's a bootstrap thing. We go ahead and save this, head back over here, hit reload, and now we've got this button. Maybe we want a little bit smaller button. I kind of like that. So here I can give a btn-small, save this, come back over here, hit reload. Okay, it's a little bit smaller. And if you're not familiar with this, we can go to get bootstrap. I'm just using bootstrap for the buttons. We click on docs, click on components, click on buttons, and you can see here's our buttons, right? So here's this outline ones. I'm just copying this exact thing in there. Here's also the sizes. You can play around with that. Okay, so that looks good. We click on this. Now maybe we want a button on this page too to go back. So let's do that. Let's go to our post.html. And down here below the content, maybe outside of this shadow thing, we can just go a_href. And maybe we want this to say back to blog, something like that. And we can give a URL underscore for tag, and we just want to put this to posts, all right? And likewise, we can give this a class of, let's go btn-outline-secondary, and btn-small. So, okay, let's go ahead and save that. Head back over here, hit reload. Okay, we've got this back to blog, and we're looking good. So that's pretty much it. Now, I mentioned you could make this thing clickable too. If you wanted to do that, we could do that. So head back over here, and let's go to our post plural page here. And I'm just going to grab this whole link, and we can just bring it up here to our post title and paste it in. Now we need a closing link tag right there. Now I don't want to make this a button, so I'm going to take off this button class stuff, and so this will just be a regular link. If we could save this, head back over here, hit reload, and now this is clickable. Now this is big and blue, and it's got a horrible underline on it, which looks awful. We could change that with some custom CSS. Maybe we'll do that a little bit later, but for now, we'll just go ahead and leave it like this, and it looks pretty good. So that's how you create individual blog post pages. Really not much to it. You'll just notice up here, when we click on any of these, it points at post/1. If we click on this one, it's post/2. That's the post's ID, its primary key. And remember, we're getting that. If we go back to our hello.py file, we're just passing that in right there. That's what this thing is, the ID. And that ID is the primary key of the post. If we look back up at our model, when we created this thing, remember we gave it an ID, it's a primary key, it's assigned to every blog post that we make automatically, and we can use that to reference it. And in fact, that's what we're using to look up the particular post in the model, in the database itself. That's what we're doing here when we're passing in this ID, which gets passed in as that ID, which then gets passed into the query as ID. So very cool. So we could also come back up here and type in like 25, and we get a 404 error. Why is that? Well, because remember here we did get post, we did a post.query.get or 404. That's what that does. If it can't find it in the database, it returns a 404 error. And way back at the beginning of this course, we added a 404 route somewhere, probably down here at the bottom. Let's just search for it, 404. There it is, maybe. Custom error pages, yeah. So we created this 404 page with this 404 HTML file, which is what's getting returned right here. Very cool. So that's how to create individual blog posts. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And that's all there is to it. So that's all for this video. If you'd like to be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Codemy.com where you can use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off memberships. The page is $49 to access all my courses, over 47 courses, hundreds of videos, and the PDFs of all my best-selling coding books. Join over 150,000 students learning to code just like you. My name is John Elder from Codemy.com, and I'll see you in the next video.